Don't say my name. Right from the beginning, this had me. I loved that build of intrigue right from the beginning with the juxtaposition of the two worlds that we're dealing with. I thought that was brilliant. I knew where we were and what location scouting. My goodness, that's a dream. The great sweeping shots, and we got a very clear vision, yes, of these two opposing forces and that lovely drive and juxtaposition between those two drives. I appreciate the context that they centered us in the story so we could kind of revel in the dynamics and the conflicts and the drives throughout the piece, physically and then in words. And I thought that was a great approach to go from narrative linear story into dance and to a more artistic avant-garde approach, and both worked really well because they were grounded in the same world. It never felt like a jolt. It really organically flowed, and that's a clear vision and a clear direction. I very much appreciated this. I thought there was brilliant performances throughout. This one's going to stick with me.
Don't say me name. I loved this. I thought this was so well done, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I loved the dancing. I loved the combative nature of it. I thought it was really well rehearsed, and I loved that you kind of saw it as rehearsal, and it kind of, you know, ran at this, you know, ongoing, like similar to the at the same time as her by herself, like in the desert. And then as it, you know, you get further and further along, you're trying to figure out how these two things kind of fit together, and then you've got that beautiful scene between the four of them, and then, you know, as it progresses, obviously that it changes, but it was so great. And then, you know, at the very end, and having them, you know, go through their lines throughout all of it, and have it kind of, you know, by the end you feel like it fits the situation, and not that just like they're in rehearsals. And the complicated dynamic as well of the, you know, the three people in the ballet room and them kind of working together, and how it all kind of came together. Like I said, I thought it was really great how the you know, the timing of it and how it all kind of culminated. I thought it was so pretty, and I loved the music, and am assuming that went along with the story in, you know, that language. But I thought it was very beautiful, and the type of, even when they're in the rehearsal space and what we're seeing as like them rehearsing is already them putting on a finished product that they've gone through all of their rehearsals for. So to have something that was that well polished and worked, and to be presented it as like what they were still working on, and having it come across that way, I thought was really well done as well. And to kind of see the effort that goes into that type of performance, which is again an incredibly high level, I thought was great.
Don't Say My Name. This was really interesting and intriguing to watch. It you know, grabbed my attention right from the beginning with the great opening wide shot, moving around with the woman on the rough terrain, looking like a warrior, and it was like she was practicing. And then you jump to the guy in the ballet studio practicing the ballet. At first I was like, oh wow, this is like a take on a woman warrior versus a male dancing ballet, and they're kind of doing similar movements, and so it was very layered from the beginning. And the performers, very talented, really wonderfully choreographed throughout as well. I love this story. It was really weird because I was like, okay, these people go on this bus and then they meet up with this woman, But then they start having this dance with her and her scarf and her clothing, which I thought was really creative and unique. Love that a lot. But then it was like she knew the dance, and then you switch back to the ballet, in the ballet area where they're practicing, or the studio, and they're doing the same dance. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe this is like art meets life, life meets art, and we don't know where it begins, and one begins and the other one ends. So there was just so many layers to this. And then the purpose of the woman getting on the bus, leaving her bag, and then showing she's searching for her child. I just thought it was really interesting. And at the end, there was like a lyric of, being able to let go or something. And it felt like she was maybe walking toward heaven at the end. And great camera work throughout. I thought it was just beautifully done, beautifully executed, great editing, and just cinematography was also great. The music was just beautiful. Really like the setup of what it was inspired by and everything. So great job all the way around, and good luck to you guys.